Hello everybody, my name is Jacqueline. I'll be teaching you Medical Surgical 2. In Medical Surgical 2, you have a first chapter that is ENT. ENT is ear, nose and throat. Ear, nose and throat, I'll be teaching about particularly the diseases which comes under these topics. And first I'll start with ear. Anatomy of ear, you have already studied in first year. That is, ear will have this parts, and that one is first one, the external ear. As you can see in the screen, outer part, middle part or inner ear. Ear has been divided into three divisions. Outer part is what you can see. You can visualize the outer part. Outer part you can also call it as external ear. And the middle ear contains mainly about tympanic membrane, tympanic cavity, and the three bones, smallest bone in your body part, that is malleus, incus and stapes. These are the bones which present in middle ear, and it even includes semicircular cannulas, semicircular canals. These parts are your middle ear. And then the inner ear contains about cochlear, vestibular nerve, cochlear nerve, and then eustachian tube. These are the parts which include in your inner ear. So, three categories or three divisions in your ear, that is ear, outer ear, middle ear and inner ear. And the function is, you can sound waves what you hear will be audible through, it enters to the external ear. Sound waves enters through your external ear, vibrates in the middle ear, and the functions happens in the semicircular canals, and then the message is sent to your brain through vestibular nerve and eustachian tube, which is connected to your inner part of the body. This is the anatomy and physiology of your ear. Now we'll see what are the disease conditions which happen in your ear. Now I'll be explaining about the middle ear disease, that is otitis media. As you can see in the screen, that is otitis media is an inflammation of ear, that is especially in the middle ear. It is defined as an infection and inflammation of the middle ear. Middle ear, I already have explained to you which part. Middle ear includes tympanic membrane, tympanic nerve, and then malleus, incus, stapes. These are the parts which includes in otitis media, including eardrum. In middle ear, otitis media is a condition where it is infection and inflammation of the middle ear. Due to some infection, there will be inflammation in the middle ear, that is called as otitis media. Now we'll see what are the causes or etiological factors and risk factors of otitis media, why it is occurring. Otitis media is caused due to bacterial infection such as influenza, pneumococcus, etc. Viral infection due to rhinovirus. Rhinovirus usually occurs due to respiratory disorders. Upper respiratory disorders is commonly caused by the virus called as rhinovirus. This virus usually causes rhinitis, sinusitis and other upper respiratory tract infection. As a secondary to this one, otitis media can occur. Next one is sore throat. Sore throat, cold, fever, pharyngitis. Pharyngitis is inflammation due in pharynx. That is pharyngitis, secondary to respiratory disorders. If the person is having low immune or the person is having any immune disorders, altered immunity will also leads to otitis media. And then tympanic membrane perforation. The word perforation means upper layer of the membrane will get ruptured or it will get eroded, erosion or tear of the upper layer or the membrane of the top layer will be torn, and from the torn part there will be bleeding and infection occurs. So tympanic membrane perforation of the tympanic membrane, that is there will be tear in the membrane and bleeding occurs. So, due to this one, otitis media can also occur. And then history of seasonal allergies. Some particular people will have allergies in season, example pollen allergy or dust allergy, dander allergy, etc. Due to allergies also, there will be inflammatory reaction in your ear. And then poor personal hygiene. The person who does not maintain personal hygiene, people, when they maintain hygiene, most of them does not care about the ear much compared to other parts of the body. Ear has to be cleaned properly, and some people think wax is a bad content in your ear. Wax is not bad. Wax is actually a barrier which will help to protect your ear by it will not let any dust inside or a big infection or any viruses, dusts to enter inside your ear. What the wax does, what wax will protect you. So that wax is a fluid content, it is sticky form, it will grab all this dirt particles and will stop this entering to your body. So wax is not a bad in your ear. Wax is, it is good and it will help in balancing the body also. So most of the people, it is a myth that they think wax is a bad and it's a dirt in your body. The other dirts, whatever has been collected, that should be removed so that you can hear properly. When they do not maintain personal hygiene, they can get otitis media. These are the causes which leads to otitis or otitis media. Now we'll see classification. Classification is also called it as types. Classifications of otitis media, it is mainly divided into three categories. Three categories that they have divided according to the severity, how severe the otitis media is. According to that one, they have been divided into three. First one is acute otitis media, second one otitis media with effusion, and the third one is chronic suppurative otitis media. Acute otitis media is usually what happens in acute otitis media in the middle ear. Inflammation due to any infection will be only pertain for few days, not more days, only few days it will be there, but there will be severe pain. And in otitis media with effusion, the word effusion means build-up of fluid. There will be more fluid presence and there will be discharge of it. Okay, so that one is otitis media with effusion. The last one is chronic suppurative otitis media. The word suppurative is where there is a pus collection. When there is a presence of pus, we call it as suppurative otitis media. So we'll see the explanation of acute otitis media. It is also represented as AOM, acute otitis media. It is called as acute suppurative otitis media also. It is an acute inflammation and infection of the middle ear of the mucosa. Otitis media is rapid onset and short duration. When the word acute comes, you should set your mind that it will be for shorter duration and it is a rapid onset. Rapid onset means the symptoms will occur rapidly or very fast symptoms will show up, and within short duration it will get cured. So this kind of disease is called as acute. So acute otitis media is rapid onset and short duration of the inflammation in the middle ear due to any infection. The next one is otitis media with effusion, that is EOM. You can also call it as glue ear. It is secretory otitis media where there is a discharge, secrete, that is discharge of the middle ear is occurring. In this collection of fluid in the middle ear, there will be accumulation or collection of fluid in middle ear part. This can mostly form a virus URI infection. URI means upper respiratory infection. Due to upper respiratory infection will be caused due to some viruses such as rhinovirus. This infection is leading to effusion, that is fluid accumulation. This one lasts for weeks to months. It is not acute, it is longer duration, but not much longer as chronic. Here what is happening, only it is for weeks and months of the middle ear fluid can become very thick and glue, you know, the gummy feel or the sticky feel, that constantly or that fluidity will be there. Thus this causes conductive hearing impairment. There will be a problem in hearing sensation. This is otitis media with effusion. Now we will see chronic suppurative otitis media. Chronic suppurative otitis media. The word chronic means longer duration. The word acute means shorter duration. Chronic suppurative otitis media is chronic is longer duration, suppurative is pus collection, otitis is inflammation of the middle ear. So chronic suppurative otitis media is a prolonged period of time with effusion. So here pus is also there, fluid accumulation is also there, and negative pressure. See in ear part, I'll show you. Hold. See, as you can see in this picture, this middle ear part, there is no space for the fluid to escape. So what happens, fluid and thick due to suppurative, that is due to pus and due to fluid buildup in this middle ear part, it will become a negative pressure. Negative pressure means the pressure inside the part will come out by rupturing. The word rupture here, we will call it as perforation. In the eardrum part, there will be perforation, that means tear. Due to over fluid buildup and over infection and pus collection, this eardrum, what happens, it will rupture and the fluid will outcome, or it will flow outwards from your ear, that is through your outer ear canal. The fluid will come out, the person will have ear discharge. So this is how it occurs. Now we will see what is, I already taught you what is chronic suppurative otitis media is. So this chronic otitis media, will see pathophysiology. The types of otitis media are 3 types: acute otitis media, next one is this otitis media with effusion, and chronic suppurative otitis media. 3 types of otitis media are there. Now we will see the pathophysiology. Pathophysiology, first it is showing that due to any etiological factor. Etiological factor is the causes. First causes, here they have taken example of URTI, upper respiratory tract infection, or infection due to any allergic condition. Okay, due to this reason, there will be obstruction of Eustachian tube. Eustachian tube, I already showed you in the first diagram. Eustachian tube, there will be obstruction. That means there will be pathway. The pathway will be obstructed. And then due to the obstruction, air will not pass from Eustachian tube to middle ear. So there is no passage. The passage is being blocked. So air will not pass from it. So when air will not pass due to obstruction, negative pressure generates. Negative pressure, that means opposite pressure will generate. This negative pressure from pulls interstitial fluid into the tube. What happens? Due to negative pressure, the inner fluid what has been built up inside will come out through the external ear, creates serous effusion, and this pus formed fluid will come out. This effusion provides media for microbial growth. See, when it ruptures, when that eardrum ruptures, perforation occurs, and the fluid which has been in middle ear will come outside to the external ear. When this fluid is accumulated in external ear tube, most of the microbes will start growing there. Okay, this is the pathophysiology of otitis media. Now we will see what is the clinical manifestation. Due to otitis media, what are the symptoms which occurs? We will see. First one is there will be severe pain. The word ear pain, we call it as otalgia. Otalgia means ear pain. The word algia, wherever you see the word algia, it represents pain. So otalgia means ear pain. And then tinnitus. Tinnitus is the tingling sensation. There will be tingling sensation in your ear. And then sense of fullness in the ear. See, already in middle ear there will be more accumulation of fluid. There will build up of fluid with pus. So that one you will feel it as there is something full inside the ear, or you will feel water is accumulated in the ear. That is due to the fluid build up in middle ear. And then mastoid tenderness. Mastoid is a part of your ear that will be tender. That means the pain to touch. The word tenderness means pain will occur when you touch that part. So mastoid tenderness will be there. Due to infection and inflammation, fever is very common. And then deep ear pain with headache. The person will also get headache. Hearing loss occurs. The person will no longer can hear. He cannot hear any sound, noise or anything. He cannot hear. The person will have hearing loss. Ear drainage will be there. Ear drainage is there will be discharge from the ear, and redness, swelling of the ear will occur. These are the symptoms of otitis media. Next we will see what are the diagnosis. How we are going to find out that the person is having otitis media. First one is history collection. In history collection, you will ask the person whether he is allergic to any particular seasons or dust or etc. allergies, and you will ask the person whether this otitis media has been previously occurred, how many times it has been repeating. So you will ask about this in history collection. Physical examination, you will visualize the ear part, and CT scan will be done, MRI will be done. Tympanocentesis. Tympanocentesis is a procedure where sterilization of ear canal with isosporyl alcohol and providing iodine solution. These solutions will be inserted through anterior portion of tympanic membrane. From the tympanic membrane, these solutions will be inserted and aspirated the content. First, they will insert the disinfectant solutions to your tympanic membrane. Through the tympanic membrane to the middle ear, they will insert the solution, and after some time they will remove the solution. Removing is called aspiration. Through a needle, they will suck it back. That is called aspiration. So when the person when they do this procedure, they will remove the fluid build-up content and pus from the middle ear. This is the procedure we call it as tympanocentesis. And audiometer. Audiometer, what happens? Audiometry is a procedure where the person is given a audiometer. Through a audiometer instrument, will give one headphone with a connected machine, and through the headphones you will allow the person to hear particular intensity of sound, noise, speech, music. Some particular intensity will be provided if to check whether the person can hear properly or no. That procedure is called audiometry. And the other laboratory studies will be done, such as CBC, series count, etc., to check the infection or elevated elevated platelets, monocytes, etc. These will be studied under laboratory studies. Now we will see the management of otitis media. Management of otitis media is, first you will give antibiotics. If the infection is caused due to bacteria, then you will give antibiotics such as amoxicillin. Antiviral, if the infection is due to viral or virus, we give antiviral drugs such as Axilovir. And antipyretics are given for fever. And then analgesics, usually whatever happens in the ear, there will be severe pain. To reduce the pain, you will give analgesics, that is painkillers. And then ear drops will be given, such as fluoroquinol and ciprofloxacin. Ciprofloxacin is very common ear drops which is available in drugstore, that is ciprofloxacin. Next one is oral toileting. Oral toileting is manual clearing of the discharge. By taking a earbud, the person has to clear or clean his ear. That is called oral toileting. The next one is ear irrigation. Ear irrigation is a procedure where you will put all this disinfectant solutions and you will aspirate it back, or irrigation will be done to the ear. The next one is surgical management is there. Surgical management, first one is myringotomy. In myringotomy, performing a hole. One hole will be performed in tympanic membrane by microbial forceps and suctioning of the middle ear and instilling antibiotic drops. See, in myringotomy, the word otomy means opening. There will be a small opening or a hole will be made in tympanic membrane, and through my forceps, what they will do, they will instill antibiotics and they will suction the fluid content. The next one is tympanoplasty or myringoplasty. The plasty means replacement of the other part. In this one, what they are doing is the reconstruction, prosthetics will be implemented. See, in tympanoplasty, first one is ossiculoplasty. In ossiculoplasty, replacement of prosthetics. They will remove the infected part or infected organ in the body, especially stapes, malleus incus stapes. These are the bones. If there is a deformation, they will remove that and they will replace with a duplicate one, that is prosthesis. Otolam is a procedure where it involves whole of the eardrum with laser. Otolam is also a surgical procedure where they will use laser to alter. They will do the opening in the middle ear for several weeks. Through laser, they will open the middle ear part and they will keep it open for several weeks so that all the fluid, pus, all the content should come out of the middle ear. That is why they are doing otolam. These are the surgical management: myringotomy, tympanoplasty. In tympanoplasty, we also call it as myringoplasty. In myringoplasty, there are two divisions, that is ossiculoplasty, otolam. These are the surgical management. So this finishes your otitis media. This finishes otitis media. Thank you for hearing. If you have any doubt, you can contact me on WhatsApp. Thank you.